Okay, welcome to another review by Mark's Angry Review. Um, this one's going to deal with one of the most commonly searched topics on my website, gathering. You'd think people would have gotten a grip on it, learned how to actually gather, and yet, 3 years, 4 years into the game, and most people still have no idea how to do half of the things for gathering that are necessary. Especially since gathering is a big part of Guildfest. Again, you would have thought people got a grip on it, and most people are just botching it up. So here we go, I'm making this review. Don't embarrass yourself too much as you watch it, because you probably don't know half the stuff. Here we go. The top gathering guide for 2020 is expert farming. I guess the first place to start off would be definitely with gear. There's 4 pieces that are critical, and it's the left side. These 4 pieces, those are the important ones for gathering. And this one will have army capacity, which actually no, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it has army capacity, which again, as I'll mention later, I'm not such a fan of. I mean, I just don't care too much about. And this is just for speed up gear. These 4 aren't actually army gathering, aren't resource gathering. My guess is that it's a matter of time until they put out, you know, 4 other, well, an accessory priest and an offhand that's for gathering. It's just an opportunity for them to roll out something fresh that'll get people excited. The next thing is the talents. This is even before you begin going for gathering. You need to take care of this. You need to make sure you have this all in place. And let me just show you. You can make a talent tree just for gathering. But what I've done is I've just comboed them into one. Research, troops, gathering. Retrogat. That's my abbreviation. Click apply, and let me show you what I've done. What it does is it maxes all the research ones. It maxes the max load and gathering over here. The gathering and then the max load didn't manage to do this because my trade-off is so I get to have training speed on the other side. So there's only so far I could go down. I don't care that much about max load. Max load is army capacity. That means how many soldiers you need to send. If you max up the max load of the army capacity, you just have to send a few less soldiers. But, it's not such a big deal. It's not going to make it go any quicker. It's just going to mean you send less soldiers. So I'm not the biggest fan of it. I guess if the tile gets 0, it'll make a difference. Otherwise, no one really cares. And even if it does, if you're doing resource correctly, it just means an extra few thousand T1 soldiers dead. It doesn't really matter. I mean, people get all carried away with it. The next thing that you need to take care of before you even think about, sending your troops out would be the research. There's army leadership, research gathering, weight training, ration runs. That one's not too important. But the point is, those are 2 um, researchers that are associated with gathering, farming. Get them. Um, the next thing that I need to talk about is how it actually works. You put your gear on, right? You have your talents on, and I mean, I've literally seen people asking this question. I've seen people do this. They send out their troops, right? They send, lower. We'll talk about this in a moment, but they send their troops out. They'll then, here's the gear. They'll then keep it over here, and they'll assume they have to keep that gear on the entire time while they're there. So they won't switch into other gear. They won't switch into other gear so long as they're training. The second those troops march onto this, straight away, that's it. You got the boosts. You don't have to worry about keeping in this gear. You could switch into speed gear or into military gear or whatever you want to do. In fact, a lot of people, I do this all the time, I'll get into speed gear, I'll send my soldiers out, right before they hit the tile, I'll change into resource gathering gear, and then I'll let them gather, and I'll then go zeroing people, do whatever I need to be doing in different gear, because you don't have to, you only need the gear to be just as about to approach. So long as the troops approach and land on the tile in the correct gear, you're good to go. What else do you need to know about? Alright, the gathering boost. This is important, and I don't know why people don't use it as much. They're very, very easy to get. You usually get loads of them, 50% at least. 100% they're a little harder to get. You might have to work a little bit harder to get a 100% gather boost, but 50%, that's 50%, that's a lot. It really adds up. It lasts 24 hours. Popping one of these, I mean, it's a no-brainer. And I see no one doing it, so go wonder. Go figure. Um, the Another thing to realize, and most people already worked this out, but some haven't, there's a map. This is the resource tiles chart, which means all the level 1s are going to be in this area, level 2s, level 3s, level 4s, level 5s. This is, if you want to get different level resources, this map will tell you exactly where to go. Now, the thing is, the level 1 and the level 5, finishing the tile and finishing a level 5 tile is going to take approximately the same amount of time. I mean, there's slight differences for the most. There are some variances, but the point is, you may as well go for the highest level. Of course, the highest level means you're sending more soldiers out to collect more, but this time difference. So you say, well, I just want to do it really quickly and do a bunch of level 1s. That makes no sense. If you're trying to do a guild fest, go for the highest, the level 4 and the level 5s. And the truth of the matter is, while we're already talking about this, don't go for anything less than level 4 and level 5 in general. Even if you're a low-level player, unless you're just worried about getting zeroed, so you want to go to the very edge of the map. Other than that, go for level 4 and 5. You gotta be crazy not to. There's nothing really compelling you not to do it. So, again, I still see loads of people in level 1s and 2s, but yeah, stupid people all over the place. Jewels is actually funny. There's no real jewels. There probably will be eventually, so, don't hold your breath on that. But the only jewel that really is the Noceros jewel, army capacity. But again, like I told you, not such a fan. I guess if you have a gold Noceros jewel, army capacity at 20%, I guess that's something. I'll probably cut off a bunch of soldiers that you need to send. The next thing is, actually, let me just check the hero. If you want to know what hero to send, I mean, gosh. It doesn't matter what hero you send, that's pretty much it. If you actually want to send heroes in the actual march, then that's always a good idea. Firstly, for protection, and secondly, apparently, the odds of getting um, those extra bonus resources inside apparently go up by 40% if you have a leader. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've been told. So go figure. What else do you need to know? The jewels I already spoke about, only army capacity, and that's neither here nor there. Um, when it comes to actually sending them, some people, I mean, don't send your leader, you gotta be crazy, but sending like this, if you don't need these heroes at that particular time, you may as well send them. And sending this as well, why not? Unless you need them. But if you're sheltered up anyway, you're not planning to run any rallies, you may as well send these all. So if someone does happen to zero you, at least you take down as many soldiers down with you at the same time. Now, which one of these should you send? Obviously, this is unlocked in the research. There's only one research, and you unlock all 4 of these. Um, I can't believe I have to say this, but do not send the highest tier unless you're trying to defend yourself. In a normal tile, just send the lowest tier. Again, show you lowest tier first, and that's of resources. So what you're doing is you click that, and let me show you what it costs sent. That's it. 9,000 of these little dudes. Actually, I don't know. So 30,000, 9,000, 40,000, and 34. That's the minimum I have to send in order to collect all of the resources. That's it. Send. You shouldn't have to send anything. Someone's already there. So I'm going to recall, because I'll probably get bounced anyway unless this person speeds up. The tile hitting, in general, people have been debating about it, whether you should, whether you shouldn't. The truth of the matter is, I'm quite a fan of tile hitting. I'm a fan of people trying to tile hit me. If I notice too many tile hitting going on, I usually set a trap and I'm able to kill so many people. So they usually learn their lesson, and tile hitting's part of the game. I mean, I used to be so dead set against it, but now I'm a fan. Um, the last thing I guess I want to talk about is the familiars. This is unfortunately not talked enough about, but there are familiars that you could be using to improve it. Firstly, there's Noceros Familiar. I haven't maxed it, as you can see, but I already have it level 9. Yes, I'm almost done. Complete 4 random gatherings. So I can send out 6 armies, 4 of them, or when I max it, it'll be 5 of them. 5 of them will come back on the spot fully full with resources, which is really, really cool. Um, a lot of my gathering is going to be focused on food. I want to do get more troops. I'll send out 5 or 4 in this case. Noceros gatherers. They'll click this button. All 4 of them will come back. And this is interesting that, and again, a lot of people are not talking about over here the Gryphon. It's a little bit of a waste, but if you want to time all the food to come back at exactly the same time, if they're all more than 30 seconds apart, use this. If one's 5 minutes, and one's 6 minutes, one's 4 minutes, one's 1.5 minutes, and they're going to be coming back at different times. And as they come back, you have 5 million troops inside, and suddenly you find your food dropping down like crazy. What you do is you pop one of these, the Gryphon, familiar, and now they're all coming back in 30 seconds. So all of those five this wagons full of food resources will all hit your castle at exactly the same time, and then straight away you just do the research you want to do, or do the troop building you want to do, and you get your maximum value. It's really easy, and this familiar, getting these uses for the familiars, it's very easy. It doesn't require anything special, so you just get loads of them and use them. Of course, there's a cool-off period, but at the same time, there's a cool-off period of the Inner Flash Noceros Familiar anyway. So, you're waiting a day, and over here you're waiting. Well, when it's max, you're going to be waiting a lot less. And what else needs to be said? I think that's pretty much it. If I missed anything, please tell me in the comments below. But that's pretty much what you need to know in order to be good at farming. Farming is important. A lot of people, they're driving themselves crazy, building one alt after the other, and they're trying to manage 300 different accounts. It's too much work, and they don't realize if you just do a little bit of farming every day, you will end up getting a lot of resources in your account. And additionally, resources now became a lot more important because of the wrong place, because of the daily challenges. Each one of the challenges will, you know, it's only 100,000. But the point is, if you send one off to each person each type of resource every day, you get a bunch of daily challenge AP activity points, and you get 100, and you're able to unlock a bunch of actual monster chests. So, in short, learn how to go for resources and do it properly, because if you don't do it properly, you're just wasting a lot of your time and you're embarrassing yourself. So, you don't want to do that. If you enjoy my videos, subscribe, or don't subscribe. I couldn't really care less. Follow me on Twitter, or again, don't follow me on Twitter. Again, I couldn't really care less. I'm active on Twitter, so you'll be able to see what's going on in my head. Spoiler alert.